Hi everyone. So today I'm working in a two-page spread in this little journal I got, if you've seen my earlier video, at Walmart. Thank you, Robin McClendon, for the idea. These are very inexpensive. It was less than $4. I want to say it was either $2.99 or $3 something. But anyway, it's got really beautiful golden. Here it looks more tan, but it really does have more of a gold looking, as you'll see with the video. This particular lighting from this window is showing it more of, I don't know, just a more of a tan than a golden yellow. But anyway, the pages now, I will tell you, they're a little thinner than I normally work on. So the way I combat that is I glue two pages together. And that gives me a little bit more stability for wet media and that sort of thing. I will also sometimes put gesso down before I add too much wet media. And I've really limited wet media in this. I will use paint brushes that I do not wet. I just go dry and paint. And I keep doing that, and I just wipe them off in between colors rather than washing them completely, because I don't want a lot of liquid on these pages, because it's just not going to hold up to that. So anyway, this is one of the first pages that I did in it. And she's a little wrinkly, but that's okay. This is just, for me, it's from my art journal. I glued two pages together. And then this is another one that I did, and there are videos on both of those. This is a page I did while on vacation recently, and I had limited supplies with me. And this is a little pencil drawing that I also did while on vacation with those limited supplies. And this is the one we are going to be doing today. So stay with me and I will take you step by step. Alrighty, so let's get started. I go into my little bucket that has some of my smallest ephemera and pieces of paper and doodads that have been left over from other projects or things that I cut out and did not use. So I am just pulling a hodgepodge of those things out here to put on this page. So there are dictionary pages. There is a piece of tissue paper that I stamped on. I just laid down an old advertisement from a Sears and Roebuck catalog, which back in those days was like a newspaper. Some pre-printed papers from the scrapbook aisle. There's a little vintage flower that came from a vintage paper pack that I purchased, I believe, at Tuesday morning. Here, I think I end up using, and there it is, a little piece of textured paper in a tan color that I thought would go really good with the vintage images that I want to use on this piece. This is a piece of jelly printed paper that I did and had left over. I love the colors in this, and this is the last little bit of it, I believe, that I had from the piece of paper that I jelly printed 2 or 3 months ago. And I used the rest of it in another journal that I have. So I'm reaching for another jelly printed piece of paper that I like the colors and some of the printed text that I put on it. So I pull that out and tear it in half. And I'm just going to tear off some of the white edges around it so I can better audition it to see if I want to use it on this page. And it does make the cut. I also bring another piece of jelly printed paper over to the left, the blue and black one that you see, and I'm going to add that as well. So now that I've kind of gathered what I want, I'm going to start just gluing things down in place, seeing where I like it, and making adjustments as I go. So I'm just going to plop this little piece down. What I like about this piece, and you can kind of see there, it's printed on a type of confetti tissue that has gold sparkles in it. And so that shows out from behind some of the painted, printed pieces that I've done on top of it, the blue and the black. So I really like that. And now I'm just kind of looking at a tag that I had done once and whether or not I want to use that on this piece. I don't think it makes the cut, but I end up giving it a little friend in a vintage flower. So I might end up using it as just a bookmark for this journal. So I get the jelly printed piece that I've torn that I really like, the colors and such that are on it. And I'm going to put it a couple of places. So I spread that love around a little bit, don't I? I want to get it on both sides of my 2-page spread. And I like the subtleness of the colors that I had on that and the different types of printed matter, both on the jelly printed paper as well as some stamped image that I had put on it. This is a little bit from a dictionary page, a very old dictionary. I bring out a piece of printed scrapbook paper, but it's got a very vintage feel to it. So I'm going to stick that a couple of different places on my 2-page spread. And I really don't know quite where this is going. I really don't. I know I just have a feel in mind. I don't even have a particular color scheme. It's just got to have that vintage feel that I want. And so that's what I'm looking for right now. So I just pick and choose the papers I like and I plop them down in a way that feels good to me. It's all very intuitive. There are no rules to this, guys. You just do it and you just have fun and you learn as you go. And so this is some more dictionary page from the same book that the other one is on the other side of the page. Put down some of my little loose corners. I love the Yoo-Hoo glue stick. If you haven't watched one of my videos before, I'm a big fan of Yoo-Hoo glue stick. Once you get it down there, it's there with the Yoo-Hoo. And so I buy this by the case from Amazon because I use it a lot. Here I have a little ledger print. And you know what this is? It is a little book that I got from the Dollar Tree for using as sales slips. But I tore some of the papers out. I put them in a bath with coffee and let it get an aged look to it, dried it out, and that's what I put down here. I've got that coral piece of jelly printed paper. I love that print that came out, that color. I'm not really sure how I mixed it because I don't have that color in a bottle. It's just what was mixed on the jelly plate. But I used a bunch of it in the previous journal page I did, and this was just a little bit I had left over. And then this is just a little piece of texture that I got, I want to say maybe in the scrapbook aisle, but I've been using little bits and pieces off of it for a long time. So now I'm auditioning some little vintage people. And these came from Tim Holt's pack. I think it's called Paper Dolls. There's over 100 of these things in this pack. It was a really good deal, I think $5 or something, to get so many different images. And they are printed out onto a thicker type paper. So I'm just playing around with different ones, trying to figure out if I want something a little dressier, like a wedding picture. This thing has everything in it. It has children, adults. It has different eras as far as when they were taking old photographs. So I really love pulling from this pack because I just really like vintage pages. I don't know. I've kept old things, my family's things that nobody else wanted, I thought were awesome and cool because they were just really old. And I like it. So I like this pack. So I'm just pulling out here and there to see what I want. If I want a child, if I want an adult image. I think I end up settling on a child and maybe a young man who could be her older brother. And so I'm going to speed this up because there's no sense watching me pick from this pack. So here I go. I am picking out my 2 figures that I'm going to use, one on each page. So I put the young man on the right side of the page, and I choose this young girl for the left side. I'm looking at my pages to see if I need a larger figure, if I feel like I need a larger figure, if I need a smaller figure. So this is just what feels right to my eye. You may be sitting on your couch going, no, I wouldn't have done it. I would have done it the other way. That's fine. I do the same thing. So now I'm looking at, I want to bring butterfly into this somehow. The butterfly is just, flight, freedom, carefreeness. And so I would love to somehow add wings to this little girl. So I'm looking at different butterflies that are in this butterfly and flower pack. So I find the butterfly that I want to use for the little girl, and it's just a smaller butterfly so that it doesn't overwhelm the figure, because I want her to be the focal point, not the wings. So I find them and I begin to put them down with her onto this page. And I think they look so cute on her. There's something about a little girl wearing wings. And another little red flower that I'm going to place on this page to bring that color around both sides of that page. So that's going to get this page done. Now that I'm getting my little girl finished with her wings, I'm going to move on to the young man on the other side of the page, and I'm going to get him glued down. I want him right in the middle of this page because there's a little hole there where the collage material doesn't quite meet, and I think, well, that's a perfect place to put him. And I'm going to do a little something else to him at the end, so just stay tuned to see what that's going to be. So now I am getting out the crackle paste. This is something that I recently got introduced to, I believe from Southern Gal, Tiffany, and she uses it a lot on her pages, and I've used paste and I've used crackle medium, but I haven't used crackle paste. And it's kind of everything I love rolled into one. And this is made by Deco Arts. I ordered it off of Amazon, and I will link that for you below. So now I have let it dry, and I'm digging out of my pencil case my Stabilo All pencil. If you have not used one of these, they are fabulous. It's a water-soluble pencil. It will do a really dark black line, and if you hit it with water, it will move that line around. And so what I do is I go through and I outline these two children with this black Stabilo All. I will link this down at the bottom of this video so you can access it on Amazon, because that's where I buy it. They're not easy to find in the stores. It's easier just to order it off of Amazon and get it delivered to your door. And you can buy more than one if you'd like, so you don't have to keep doing it. But I just keep mine in my pencil case, so I always know where it is. I have two of them. I'm going around this figure, and I want to go around where, I've got a decent line. I want a decently thick line around, because when I put the water to it, I want it to be able to move but still stay dark right around the image. And this will help the figures pop on the page. Right now they're just sort of sitting there kind of loftily, and I want to make them a little bit more pronounced and make them stand out on the page. So that's why I'm adding this pencil around the edges of them. Now I'm grabbing my paintbrush, and I'm going to move that mark that I've made around each of these two figures and make them pop from the page. So here's my finished quick little page. There are some things that I did at the end. I started drawing some of this crackle paste. I decided to stop and let it do its magic on its own, because I think it does better creating that crackle look I want if I let it dry naturally than if I force it. So then I came back and I decided that I didn't want this gentleman just sitting in thin air. So I used my Stabilo All pencil, the same one I used to kind of shadow around both of these figures to make them pop on the page a little bit. I created a horizontal plane for him to be sitting on, so that he just wouldn't look like he's floating on some cloud that's not even there. So this is what I am finishing up with. I am just trying to play with collage and just put things down and see what I like, and just playing tonight. And these were figures that came in a huge, let me show you, a huge pack. These are actually a really good buy, and I believe, I can't remember if I got them at Michael's or Tuesday Morning, but this is the pack here. So there's over 100 pieces, all different sizes of vintage photographed people. And yeah, I love it. It's got a little bit of everything in it. Children, adults, large ones, small ones, all kinds of stuff. So this was just the little vintage page I put together this afternoon. So if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and I would love to hear any feedback. I hope you have a wonderful creative day. Thanks for joining me. Bye.